I still remember that moment like it was yesterday. I was standing in the office kitchen, adding oat milk to my morning coffee. Just another normal, quiet day. Then Ryan, the new CEO and son of the company's founder, walked in. He didn't greet me, didn't smile. He just said, cold and flat, "Lily, I need you in my office." No warmth, no respect. I felt a strange chill, but I followed him anyway. The moment we entered, he didn't even sit down. His words dropped like a guillotine. "You're fired. We don't need lazy people dragging this place down." At first, I thought he was joking, but no, he was dead serious, without emotion, without a single acknowledgement of the 11 years I had dedicated to the company, building the client services department from scratch, negotiating over 100 contracts, training almost the entire team outside his office. I didn't yell, I didn't cry, I just smiled, calm, controlled. "Understood. Have a nice day, Ryan." I walked out with my head high, but inside I was shaking. As I packed up my desk, I felt my colleagues' eyes on me, confused, concerned, silent. In the car, memories flooded in. Late nights, missed holidays, client calls through tears after my divorce. I had given this company more than I gave my own family, and now I was discarded like nothing. But I wasn't angry, not yet. I was curious. Why? Why now? Something about it didn't sit right, especially with the Kingswell contract on the verge of completion, a deal I had spent 6 months preparing. One final meeting left, scheduled for that Friday. Without me, the deal would collapse. The next morning, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Lily, it's Mr. Cole." A jolt shot through my spine. The real CEO. The man who had hired me 11 years ago after just one interview. "Why did you leave the office?" I paused. "Your son fired me." Silence. Then, with sharp realization, "He fired you before the Kingswell meeting?" Yes, he had. I could hear papers rustling on the other end. Then a thud. He'd slammed the contract on the desk. "Lily, the contract. You're the only authorized negotiator. I made sure of it after the last acquisition disaster. He didn't read it. He has no legal ground without you." In that moment, something shifted inside me. The betrayal still stung, but now I felt power, control. Mr. Cole hung up without another word. I could feel the storm brewing behind his silence. From that point on, my phone didn't stop ringing. Ryan, legal, reception, all desperate. I didn't answer. One voicemail. "There's been a misunderstanding, Lily. We need you back. It's urgent." But not once did he say sorry. Soon after, a call from Nicole, an old friend from marketing. "You won't believe what's happening," she whispered. "Mr. Cole just tore into Ryan in front of everyone, slammed the Kingswell contract on the table and asked him, 'Did you read this before firing Lily?' Ryan had nothing, no defense, his ignorance exposed. Mr. Cole called me personally later that morning, this time sincerely. "Lily, I misjudged the situation. Please come in, not just for the deal, but so we can talk." I agreed, on my terms, autonomy over the deal. No interference from Ryan, everything in writing. I returned to the office like a guest, no back entrance. No shame. All eyes on me. The deal went flawlessly. When I greeted Kingswell's CEO in Arabic, his eyes lit up. "You remembered," he smiled. Respect builds trust, and trust wins contracts. Afterward, Mr. Cole thanked me again, but I knew it wasn't over. Ryan wasn't done. Soon, little things started happening. Delayed reimbursements, unapproved documents, then a fake email sent in my name to an international client. I reported it. The IT team confirmed it came from within the office. Someone had stolen my credentials. I knew it was Ryan. This wasn't just personal now, it was corporate sabotage. I started documenting everything, every glitch, every discrepancy, every whisper. And then I heard him. Passing a conference room, I heard Ryan say, "She's unstable, erratic, not fit to manage high-pressure clients." I stopped in my tracks. This was coordinated. Mr. Cole launched an internal audit. And when the results came back, everything was exposed. Faked emails, tampered files, all tied to Ryan or his assistant. I was called to the audit review. Ryan protested my presence. Mr. Cole silenced him. "She's here at my request," Ryan tried to bluff. "She's just bitter," I replied, steady and cold. "You didn't fire me, Ryan. You sabotaged me and nearly destroyed the company's biggest deal. That was the end of it." Mr. Cole looked at his son one final time and said, "You're suspended, effective immediately." Ryan's face, pure disbelief, like none of his tricks had worked, because this time they didn't. 2 weeks later, the board terminated him quietly. No lawsuit, no press, just a silent fall from grace. Mr. Cole called me into his office again. "You've shown more leadership in the last month than most do in their entire careers," he said. Then he slid a folder toward me. "Director of Client Strategy." I blinked. "I didn't ask for this." "Exactly," he said. "That's why you deserve it." I accepted, but only with conditions. I want a voice, real authority, and a culture that protects people who speak up, not punishes them. He agreed. And so I began again. I walked through the office with a new nameplate, my own office, a clean slate. I had once wondered if anyone noticed my late nights, my quiet saves, my silent strength. Now I knew they had. But more importantly, I did. In the weeks that followed, I restructured my department, rehired those who'd been unfairly pushed out, launched an anonymous reporting system, mentored the juniors who watched everything unfold. When they asked me how I stayed strong, I told them the truth. You don't always choose your battles, but you do get to choose who you become in the middle of them. As for Ryan, last I heard he was interviewing out of state, but his reputation preceded him. And Mr. Cole, perhaps in one last act of fatherhood, kept it quiet. One afternoon, I walked past the Kingswell room and the place where everything changed, and I smiled, not because I'd won, but because I had never let them take my worth away. Not then, not ever again.